Hi, my name is Eleanor Connelly, and many of you may not know this, but I am a huge geo nerd. Now, this typically isn't something that people my age are commonly very enthusiastic about. As this year has gone on and people have asked me, what will you be majoring in college? I have to expose my nerdy self and tell them rocks and plate tectonics. And it is usually taken with a response from adults like, so that's what the kids are doing these days, huh? But not exactly, right? My hope with this short talk is that I share how I developed such a passion and pose a question to you as my internet audience. Why should you care about geology too? I'm not trying to impose my enthusiasm on the topic to you guys, but more or less bring awareness to why it is so important in our world, considering it's what lays below us. It all began as I was growing up. My grandparents have a cabin up in Union County, Georgia, and we used to take day trips up there in my elementary days. They have a long gravel driveway, and to me, that was hours worth of fun, sorting through the store-bought rocks from Home Depot for my loot to take home. Eventually, I'd collected enough mica, gravel, and river stones to fill up an entire Tupperware box that I still to this day have, and that's what is pictured right here. Many years later, during middle school, after discovering a strange fascination with the geology unit, I decided to sign up for the summer enrichment trip to the Grand Tetons, and what a life-changing decision that was. After a week and a half of learning about glacial geology and mammals of the Ice Age, I knew I had to go again. So, I attended the Yellowstone trip the following year to study hotspots. Spending time hiking with friends, snowball fights, mountaintop lectures, and material that I wasn't dreading studying for, I knew that something had clicked with me in this completely random topic of study. The summer of junior year approached quickly, and my mom and I were sitting at a restaurant in downtown Chapel Hill, North Carolina. We had just begun our big Northeastern college tour, and she asked me if I had any ideas of what I wanted to study yet, as I had just begun my search for my future home. For the longest time, I had wanted to do journalism or English because I had always loved to write. But in the back of my head, I could not stop thinking about those summer experiences I had out west and how much I loved it. What I did not recognize at the point in time was the endless routes of careers that it held. People don't realize the extent one can go to when studying geology. I chose this list from the University of Pittsburgh Earth Sciences website because it shows you how you can use it on a spectrum from teaching to government to travel. Personally, the nonprofit or the corporate job speaks to me, considering I would love to double major in geology and communications or journalism. But these jobs are available in so many different ways. But regardless of whether or not you choose to study geology, it is always a good idea to stay current with the information happening in our world right now. For example, this headline should catch your eye. Will Yellowstone erupt soon and kill us all? A terrifying concept, right? Living in Georgia, luckily, we don't experience earthquakes and tectonic movement as states like California and Wyoming do. But this fear has been growing for many years and makes many, including myself, paranoid when I see a headline as drawing as this one. I'll spare you the suspense of the answer by Scientific American and tell you that it will explode at some point. But it won't be as catastrophic as pictured by the title. I highly encourage you to read this article, and this should prove why staying in the know with what is happening below us is so relevant and interesting. Geology is always current, and luckily for our world, there are many scientists tracking this activity on the United States Geological Survey website, which I have linked if you are curious. I will close on these images from the 2016 trip to the Grand Tetons. The top image shows a lesson on top of a mountain range, and the one below shows us all enjoying a snowball fight moments later. Geology is so important to me and many others, and I hope that during this time you've listened to me ramble about my strange and random passion, you've become more curious or appreciative of the subject as a whole. Maybe during this quarantine you can start your own rock collection or research the creation of the Hawaiian Islands, which is my personal favorite event. You can always count on Skip Trimpey to have a quality rock nerd discussion. Regardless, I want to thank you for listening and thank Athens Academy for helping me find my passion. And if you are curious or interested in anything I discussed today, I'd love to talk. Once again, thank you. And I hope that my fellow ACAD Talks members have inspired you and brought cheer with our passions and ideas. Thank you.